With the Pikachu EX in Surging Sparks, Regigigas could become a top meta deck once again. Regigigas has the ability Ancient Wisdom that reads, once during your turn, if you have Regirock, Ice, Steel, Lecky, and Drago in play, you may attach up to 3 energy from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon. The biggest issue with this card is normally you would fill up your active slot and all 5 of your bench spaces to use this Ancient Wisdom ability, but with Area 0, we are actually able to use a lot of support Pokemon as well. We do play the 4 Area 0 Underpaths to increase our bench size to 8. Our Terra Pokemon of choice is Pikachu with its ability Resolute Heart that reads, if this Pokemon has full HP and would be knocked out by damage from an attack, it is not knocked out and the remaining HP becomes 10. This is a crazy, crazy ability, and it also has a 300 damage attack that it can be powered up with the Ancient Wisdom ability in one turn. A Grass, Lightning, and Metal Energy would normally make this attacker just not used because it's too high of a cost. But once we have all those energies in the discard, we're able to use the Topaz Bolt attack for 300 damage, and our opponent cannot one-hit KO this Pikachu EX. It's just crazy that you have to take 2 hits on this Pikachu, basically making it a single price Pokemon. It would be the same as knocking out 2 Regis because you have to take 2 attacks on the Pikachu EX. We do play the Wellspring Mask Ogerpon. This sniping attack with the Torrential Pump that does 100 damage to the active and 120 to the bench is really good. Just a good sniping attack. We do play the Irida supporter card, so we're able to find our Terra Pokemon for Area 0 with a supporter card if we're not able to get a Nest Ball for the Pikachu EX. Having a way to search out your Terra Pokemon is just really, really powerful. Otherwise, we probably wouldn't play the Wellspring Ogerpon because we do play the Radiant Greninja, which kind of does the same thing. It has the Moonlight Shuriken attack that allows you to do 90 damage to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon, essentially knocking out 2 of their basic Pokemon, just like the Wellspring Ogerpon will. We do run the 2 Registeel. We only have 1 Metal Energy in our deck, but we do run Luminous. So you have to have the Metal Energy, a Luminous, and then a Colorless Energy. Any other energy type will work for Registeel. 220 damage is still a pretty good number. A lot of Pokemon can be knocked out by the 220 damage attack, such as the Ogerpons. A lot of the V Pokemon also have 220 HP. I do have 2 Regirock in this deck. Most people only play the 1 Regirock just to kind of save space on the deck, but the fighting type or the ground type that's super effective against cards such as the Miraidon deck. It's super effective against Fezandipiti. It's super effective against Terapagos. It's actually a really, really good attacker into a lot of the really powerful cards right now. So we want this just to be able to hit for weakness against those normal, electric, and dark Pokemon with Giga Impact that does 140 damage. So it does 280 damage with weakness, can also knock out Arceus V-Stars. Just a really good Pokemon in the current and upcoming meta. We do have 2 Regi Ice as well. Sometimes Blizzard Bind can keep your opponent from being able to attack. It reads, if your defending Pokemon is a Pokemon V, it cannot attack during your opponent's next turn, so they do have to be able to swap it out. We play the 2 Regidrago with the Dragon Horde that allows you to draw until you have up to 4 cards in your hand. You can only use the ability once, but that's normally all you need to kind of get going. Super powerful attack. Giant Fangs does 160 damage. 2-hit KOs most Pokemon in the format. We only have 1 Regieleki. Most people, like I said, are only playing the one Regirock. I swapped it up to the 1 Regieleki. Most people expect you to play 2 Regieleki, so they're not going to target this most of the time. And that's one of the main ways you beat the Regi decks. You just target down a specific Regi, and once they can no longer retrieve it from their discard pile, or if you lost zone it, then their deck just falls apart. So I like to have the kind of an uncommon one of the Regieleki. It's too hard to fit 2 of each of these into a Regi deck with all of these new tech cards. So we do play the 1 Regieleki to kind of throw our opponent off our track a little bit. We do have the Radiant Greninja. Concealed Cards is just busted in this deck. Being able to do Moonlight Shuriken on your first turn going second is a very, very real possibility. We do play Luminous and Water Energy in this deck. I've actually taken all 6 prize cards with Radiant Greninja more times than you would believe. It's just a crazy, crazy powerful attack. Always has been, always will be until it rotates. With the additional bench space, we are able to run Fezandipiti EX, which has the flip the script, allows you to draw 3 cards. Sometimes you just need to draw 3 cards to be able to retrieve your Pokemon out of the discard pile. We play the Squawkabilly, good, in the early game to be able to discard your hand, get the energy in the discard pile. Got to be careful with your bench space though. If your opponent plays another stadium and bumps your area 0 or plays like a collapsed stadium, Squawkabilly, Pheasantipity, all of your 2 prize liabilities are the first things you want to dump. Just kind of depends on what your board state is. You can go down to just having the Regis in play and continue to play the game. We do have the 3 Luminous Energy. This allows us to use all of our attackers. Some people don't play all of the energy necessary to play all of your attackers in the deck. I like to be able to use everything as an attacker to be more versatile. Luminous Energy allows us to attack with any of our Pokemon. We do play the 2 water and 2 electric energies. Electric energies for the Pikachu, water energies for the Wellspring Ogerpon, and also the Radiant Greninja. You want to be able to get those as quickly as possible. If you prize one of the water energies, it's okay because you do have the luminous energy and you're able to still use those attacks. We do have 1 grass, 1 metal, 1 fighting energy to be able to use all of our attackers. And we play 1 gift energy. All of the Regis have a colorless energy cost at the end of their attack. So you can attach the gift energy, and if your opponent knocks it out, you can draw up to 7 cards, which can be the difference between being able to set up and play and just losing the game. I think it's a very, very necessary card. A lot of lists you'll see will not have this in their list, but it's just a very, very high consistency option that you can put onto your active attacker basically every single turn. We play the Precious Trolley as our A spec. This thing is crazy. You get a Terra Pokemon down, you get Area 0 down, you play Precious Trolley, and you're filling your bench up with 8 Pokemon with 1 single card. Just kind of speaks for itself, just super powerful in this deck. Without that card, this deck would be probably too inconsistent to play. We play 3 Irida. Irida allows us to search out our Radiant Greninja, allows us to search out our Terra Pokemon, and then we can also get an item such as Earthen Vessel, Nest Ball, whatever we need. We play 4 Professor Research, just discard our hand, get our energy in the discard pile. We do play a high count of Night Stretcher and Super Rod to be able to get our Pokemon back as they're knocked out or as we discard them with Professor Research. If I could add one thing to this deck, I would honestly just probably add another Night Stretcher. Having 4 Night Stretcher would feel really, really nice. Only having the 3 Night Stretcher, 2 Super Rod is kind of the bare minimum that you are able to play with without just kind of losing the game. We have the 4 Nest Ball. Obviously, you want to get all your basic Pokemon in play. Nest Ball allows you to do that. We play the 4 Trekking Shoes. Trekking Shoes allows you to discard your energy as you draw into them with Trekking Shoes. Basically, just makes it so you have a 56 card deck. Really, really strong card. We have the Earthen Vessel to be able to search out our different energy types and also to discard our different energy types. And we play the 2 Hisui Heavy Ball. We don't want to prize any of our Regis. You're almost always going to prize at least 1. Sometimes you prize 2. So we do play the 2 Heavy Balls to be able to pull all of those out. I think that the Regis have a really good shot at becoming a top tier meta deck with the Surgeon Sparks release thanks to Pikachu EX. What do you guys think about the Regigigas deck and potential power level? Let me know down in the comments. I do appreciate you checking out this video, and I'll see you in the next one.